and welcome back to my channel. I feel like it has been so long since I sat here and I filmed some intros to some DIY videos. I'm so excited. I have a big one coming up today. So today's video is going to be some budget home decor pieces using items that I found in Poundland, which is kind of like the British dollar store. But I also have another video's worth of Dollar Tree DIYs, and I just thought I'm gonna combine them into one video. So today you're gonna get two videos for the price of one, and it's gonna be a very long video. I know this because I've already edited half of it and I am about to cry thinking about finishing it up because it's taken a very long time. Without further ado, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's jump right into it. First up, I'm going to show you guys how to make this pillow. It's super fun and I love the tassel detail, so let's get into it.
You will need a pillow, a tablecloth, some wool in different colours, and glue or a needle and thread. So this is a tablecloth and this is the pillow. These were both from Poundland. Fold your tablecloth in half and make sure your pillow fits perfectly, and then cut that down to size, leaving about 2 inches seam allowance. So to create an envelope style cushion cover, you'll want to fold it over like so, making sure it's right sides together, and then fold over the other side with about 3 to 4 inches overlap. Then go ahead and glue the sides together, making sure that the one that's on the top is glued last. And of course, if you feel more comfortable, you can totally use a needle and thread to do this as well, but I find that hot glue actually holds up pretty well in a cold wash in the washing machine. Once it's dry, you can go ahead and turn it inside out and put your pillowcase inside, and that's it. You don't need any zips or buttons, and you don't need to keep the pillowcase in there permanently. So you could leave it like this if you'd like, or you can decorate it like I'm doing. I'm using thick wool to do this, and I cut approximately 10 inches, and then I cut some longer strands and folded them in half, creating a loop at the top. With the loop, I pulled through the strands and then pulled it really tight to create tassels. I continued this all the way down the end of the piece of thread, and then I actually made a few more in different colours. You can also alternate the colours or add them in any kind of area that you would like. I think this would look really cool if you mix it up a bit. And then you want to put them on your pillowcase. So tie a knot at each end to make sure they're secure. Snip the excess off and then use glue or a needle and thread to secure them in place. Once they're firmly secure, you can use your scissors to cut them, and you can cut them into triangles or geometric shapes, or straight up and down if you'd like, and then continue layering more of these tassels wherever you'd like on the pillow. You can also layer them on top of each other to give more of an interesting effect. And there you have it, a modern tassel pillow that's inspired by wall hangings and looks super cute.
This is possibly the most ridiculous thing I've ever made, and I kind of love it. It's a hanging planter disco ball, so let me show you how I made it.
For this you will need a disco ball, a knife, some rope and some beads. So start off by taking your disco ball, this was obviously from Poundland, and then you're going to use a knife to very carefully cut through the middle. You can then pry all of the little mirrored pieces from the half that you're not using off the disco ball. Then using that knife, once again very carefully, pull the styrofoam away from the ball. Cut all the way up to the edge and then flatten the top out as much as possible. This is what you'll be pushing the succulents into. To create the macrame hanger, you'll need to take 2 long pieces of rope. This is paracord, and what I did is I folded it in half and knotted it at the top to create a loop. This gave me 4 different sections, so I divided those and then I added beads to each one of them. Once I'd added my beads, I tied a knot underneath them to make sure that they were all at exactly the same level. This is so important, otherwise it's gonna look really wonky. Then, to create a place for the disco ball to sit, part your strings and put the ball on top, then pull the strings up, tying a knot really closely to the top of the ball. Then towards the end you can do whatever you'd like. You can do some kind of macrame design, but I just added a row of beads to tie it off. I really didn't want to make this video any longer than it already is, so I made it quite simple. Then just cut the ends of the rope and then you can display it. And this is what it would look like. You can push some faux succulents or fake plants into the polystyrene and then just hang it up on a hook in your bedroom somewhere.
Next up, I have this mirror, and I just wanted to show you a way to upcycle a photo frame or a mirror very inexpensively. This cost me literally £1. That's pretty much it, so let's jump into it.
You will need a mirror, patterned paper, glue, a brush, and some scissors. For this project, the mirror is obviously from Poundland. It was only £1, so I popped the frame off and put the mirror to one side. For this, I'm using a large scrap of wallpaper that was actually a free sample from a local DIY store. They'll often do this for you if you want a sample, but you can use wrapping paper too. So what I'm doing here for both the inside and the outside of the frame, I added about an extra inch and drew around it with my ruler. This way I can wrap it around the sides, and then I went ahead and drew around the inside and outside of the frame and cut it out with some scissors. Cut the inside out as well. I did this with a knife, and then you want to cut notches between the lines that you made for the extra space and the lines of the frame, as you can see I'm doing here, so that you can pull this over and then you can flatten the creases with your fingers. Do this for the inside and then do the same thing for the outside edges too, and then you can fit it onto your frame like so, and it should fit perfectly. Also, I forgot to mention I cut notches on the outside too. So you can use either Mod Podge and a brush or hot glue like I'm doing here. I opted for hot glue because Mod Podge kind of makes it a little bit wrinkly if you're using paper. So I just hot glued this in place. I made sure the frame was attached, and then I went ahead and did the same thing to the outside and inside edges, folding them over as I went. Once it's dried, you can go ahead and place your mirror back into place and fold the tabs over, and then you're good to go. You can place it anywhere that you would like. And I really cannot believe that this only cost me £1 because the paper was free. And you can use any kind of paper you want, but it is such a cheap way to decorate a mirror.
I had some fabric scraps left over from the pillow, so I decided to upcycle this basket and make it look super cute and match with the pillow that I've made. So let me show you how I did that.
For this project, you'll need a basket, a tablecloth, spray paint, hot glue, and some scissors. So this is a basket from Poundland. It was in the gardening section. All I did for this was cut the plastic piece out because you don't want that. And then I took this outside and I spray painted it white. I just spray painted the outside, forgetting about the inside. Then moving on to the fabric, I used the fabric from before. Make sure the fabric length is the basket perimeter and then about an inch for seam allowance. So this was the tablecloth that I had before, and all I'm doing here is making a tube out of the fabric by folding it right sides together down the middle like so and gluing it in place. Once it's dry, you should have something that looks a bit like this that you can fit into the basket and then pull very tightly over the edges. Literally, that's all there is to it. It's so simple. You can do this with any kind of basket you would like, and I think this would look really cute in a bathroom holding some bath bombs or any other products that you might have lying around.
Okay, that's everything for the Poundland section of this video. Now it's time to look at some of the things from the Dollar Tree, and I don't have these things with me so I can't show you them, but I'm just going to give you a quick run through of what I made. First up is this rope waste paper basket, or you can use it as a small laundry basket. It's definitely time consuming, so don't do this project if you want to conserve your time and use it wisely, because this took me about 3 hours, but I really love the way it turned out, so let me show you how I made it.
You will need a wire basket, hot glue, some rope, and many hours of your time. So this is a basket I used from the dollar store. I love these. I think they're great. They're only $1. I think that's awesome. And then all I did was add my piece of rope at the bottom and tie a really secure knot so that it wouldn't come through. So I started wrapping it with E6000 as my adhesive, and I realized very quickly that it took so long to dry and it wasn't worth using. It was just really slippery. So in the end, I went in with a hot glue gun, and I did spend about 2 to 3 hours hot gluing the rope around this basket. But I think it looks really cute, and the rope wasn't very expensive. It was $3 something from Walmart. So when you get to the end, all you have to do is tie this around the top rim of the basket, and that's it. This is what it looks like. I think it makes a really nice statement, and it looks much nicer than a plain old wire basket.
I love those little plastic faux succulents that you can get in the Dollar Tree. I think they're super cute. So I decided to make a table centerpiece with succulents as the main theme.
So you will need a canvas, some paint, faux succulents, and some candles. So this is the canvas I used. It's a plain old box canvas, and I'm using this as the centerpiece itself. So I spray painted it a base of white as a primer, and then I went in with this really nice dusty lilac color with a paintbrush once that was dry. Now all that's left is to decorate your centerpiece. So I'm using some candles, which obviously I didn't light with all these plastic bits around them. They're just for decoration. I then used some ferns at the bottom. These were also from the Dollar Tree, and well, everything's from the Dollar Tree. And then I placed the candles back in place and placed all of the succulents around the outside perimeter, making sure that they kind of fit really nicely. And as you can see, I just pulled them out of the pot and they're good to go. So this is what it looks like, and it didn't cost me that much money to make. I think it looks really cute, and it would make a lovely decor piece or a centerpiece for a table.
I found this metal container in the Dollar Tree, and I just knew I had to do something with it. I thought it was really cool, and it was definitely very farmhouse inspired. So I decided to age it using a tutorial I found on Pinterest. If you want to see how it turned out, let's get into it.
You will need a planter, vinegar, salt, and hydrogen peroxide. So this was the planter I picked out, and when I decided that I was going to upcycle it, I looked online for a tutorial, and I actually found someone upcycling the same planter, which I thought was very cool. I will link that below because the instructions are much more clearer than what I'm doing, but I used 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of vinegar, and 2 teaspoons of hydrogen peroxide. I mixed this together, and then using a kitchen towel, I gently applied this to the top and then kind of scrubbed at it a little bit. And I did this probably on and off for about 10 minutes, and this definitely took away the shine and really galvanized the bucket. So it has this nice old rustic farmhouse look to it. I love the way it turned out, and I think you could do this with so many different things.
And lastly, I love those wall decals that they have in the Dollar Tree. I think some of them are really cute. And I picked up a ton of the pineapple ones, and I just thought, how can I use these in a DIY that wouldn't mean sticking them on the wall? Because I know some of you might be in an apartment or a student dorm room and you can't stick things directly onto the wall, even if they do peel off. So I wanted to show you guys a quick way to use these in a decor project.
You will need a frame and some wall decals, and that's literally it. So for this one, all I did was take these pineapple decals. I love them so much. I wish they did them in Poundland. And then I'm taking this shadow box frame. I was going to use a Dollar Tree one, but I ended up using it for something else. So I took this shadow box frame I already had, and all I did was cut the pineapples down the center and then add them in different places to give it a little bit more dimension and a little bit more interest. And then I added them just onto the front of the glass. And the great thing about this is when when you're bored of it, you can just take them off and you can use it for something else. That's literally it. That's all I did to create this piece, and I think it looks so cute. I love pineapples and I'm so pleased that I made this.
Wow, that is everything for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Do let me know if you'd like to see some more super budget inspired videos on this channel with DIYs and other home decor pieces. And as always, I hope you guys have a great week and I will see you in my next video. Oh, by the way, I'm on a 2-video a week schedule from now on, and that's going to be probably Friday and Sunday. It's subject to change, but Friday and Sunday for the time being. So definitely check back on this channel if you want to see more DIYs and more videos on Fridays and Sundays. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great week. I think I've already said that. Anyway, have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye.